Hello again. It's time to open Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Legend from the Vintage Collection. Wanted to say a couple things off the top. First is obviously Andor is airing right now. If you're interested in my thoughts on Andor, I've just launched a sub-newsletter to my main newsletter. It is a paid newsletter, but good news is it's only $5 for the year. I'll put the link below where you can go subscribe to that if you're interested. Thing number two, I wanted to mention that this guy, along with pretty much all my guys that you've seen on the channel so far, I got from Fourth Moon Collectibles here in Toronto. This is not paid promotion. I just wanted to mention, like, obviously with all of the Trade Federation crap going on right now, small businesses, particularly in the collectible community, they're having trouble. There's information about how Fourth Moon is going to be dealing with the tariffs for American buyers on their website, but if you are a Canadian buyer like me, I strongly encourage you to support these guys. They're great. Their stock is incredible. I'm there like once a week. Canadian company, love those people, fourthmoon.ca. Okay, let's get on to it. So the character that they have named Jedi Legend Obi-Wan is how he appears in the final episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. And it is based on a look from a Marvel comic book by Jason Aaron from several years before that TV series, in which he is wearing these clothes. And that look, in turn, is based on a figure from the Sideshow Collectibles Mythos line, where they tried to imagine kind of a mythologized version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I actually don't know who designed this look for Sideshow. If you know, leave that in the comments. That feels like something we should know, given how central to Star Wars this particular look for Kenobi has become in the 13 or so years since Sideshow invented this. So this look goes back a long way. It was a treat to see it represented on the Obi-Wan show. Let's crack him out of that golly. Now there has obviously been an enormous amount of reuse on this Obi-Wan Kenobi sculpt from the show. They have, even by Hasbro standards, I am consistently impressed by how many Obi-Wans they've gotten out of that show. He is pretty much wall to wall, as you'd expect. Actually, you know what? I was gonna say as you'd expect, but here is surprise number one. His hood doesn't work. His hood is pinned to the back. You cannot put his hood up. And as a result, I gotta say, doesn't look good, right? Like the flared, I guess I can futz with it a little bit and get a bit of a fold there so that it looks a bit more like a properly scaled, but that is, boy, whew. This is what I'm talking about soft goods Jedi cloaks. Some of them have been good. I mean, if you remember my Acolyte reviews, there have been some improvements. This is not one of them. That doesn't look right, and there doesn't. I mean, I'll continue to play with it, but there doesn't seem to be a lot that I can do about it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and say this is almost certainly a direct repurpose of the Obi-Wan from that 2-pack with Vader from Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? It's the same Jedi jerkin. It's just in white here instead of dark gray. Now, I think that means I can probably slip this cloak off and put it on that figure if I wanted to have the look from episode 4 of that series when he's defending the cave, because he's wearing his cloak, but he's wearing the darker clothes. This is the level of nerdy that we do in the hobby. Lightsaber hole. He does not have, actually, so it can't be the same figure because he doesn't have a holster. It's got to be a slightly different, whatever that part is. Tabard. Speaking of reuse, lit lightsaber, unlit lightsaber. And finally, goggles. These are made of a smooshy plastic. And let's see how they go. And they can certainly go over his head like that, but they kind of look awkward. I can get them down, but the head is a bit too poofy to really. I am worried that that is going to split over time. It's not bad. That's where you get into scale issues, right? Like, it's never going to look quite right. If they're calling this guy Jedi Legend, there are 2 legendary fails for this action figure. Failure number 1, he comes with a lightsaber and goggles. He does not come with the T-16 toy. That's the only significant prop from that sequence. He should come with it. But I mean, this is from this Luke, bendy knee Luke from 2000. So that's a long way back. I'm assuming that Hasbro doesn't have that mold anymore. Even if they did, they probably don't want to use it because this is not, you know, toy refinement has come a long way in all of that time. It's a bit overscaled for Obi-Wan here. Like, it looks kind of weird. But yeah, that's a major fail. That should have, something like this should have come with this figure. Major fail number 2, because this isn't soft goods, he can't, I mean, he kind of can ride the EOB, but not, nominally I have my Tibidon Obi-Wan on the EOB, and he's got this tiny little piece here, so he can ride it pretty well. But this plastic piece goes down almost to the knees, which makes riding the EOB really awkward looking. Again, possible, just not great. I guess it's also, I mean, speaking of reuse, I guess it's also possible that Hasbro will finally re-release the EOB. I don't know if they've ever re-released this guy since he appeared in the Phantom Menace line. Still one of my favorite beasts. I love that. I think I had to order him from Japan. There was some kind of like distribution issue back in the day. This was very hard to come by back in the day. Possibly still hard to come by. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's the case. So yeah, maybe Hasbro's gonna take a page from their own book, re-release. That would be hilarious if the last Return to Tatooine reveal wasn't the dewback that everyone's expecting, but it was actually an EOB with this figure with exactly the same, except this is now soft goods so that he can sit on it. Serves us right? So I gotta say, this is a pretty big swing and a miss for the vintage collection. It's too bad about that because it constricts use on the EOB. Not that anyone necessarily has the EOB, but it would have been a nice play feature. I'm worried about the goggles. I don't like the robe. I think the robe doesn't look right. I mean, again, I'll work with it, but I just think you're never gonna get away from that. It kind of looks like the old vinyl capes, right? The way the shoulders just like flare way out. Didn't come with the T16. Like this is, and it's all reuse anyway, so like this probably cost them 11 cents to make. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be rushing out to buy this. If you haven't pre-ordered it already, I'd go ahead and wait for that to go on clearance. But hey, you do you. You got to do what you want in your collection. I am going to display him. I'm a big fan of that look. I'll try to figure out a way to get him to sit on his beast and for his cloak to be not crappy. And God, yeah, like the T16 looks ridiculous in his hand, but whatever. It is what it is. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi from Obi-Wan Kenobi, starring Obi-Wan Kenobi as himself. Please feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube. I'll be back next week with the Ahsoka twins with Shin and Balin here. Looking forward to opening them up. As always, appreciate your time and appreciate your good spirits in the collecting community. Hope you're all having fun.